Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and it is Friday. It's actually Thursday for me, but videos for Friday. I made this little fun bag flip thing and deleted the video on accident. So I'm here again to show you guys how I did it. I may not go, totally decorate it and do all that stuff. I'm going to go through it right now and show you guys what I did with this one. But I'm sorry, my fingers are dyed. But I will show you how I did it. So if you want to make one of your own, you can. It's just, I'm not going to be able to do it with the folio journal envelope flip thing we're making. Whatever this thing's called. I'll show you what I did on my own. I just wanted to kind of finish up this part of this. So this envelope that was coffee dyed, and on here I just added a strip of paper that's been spattered with paint and ink and stuff like that. And there's another little strip of the scraps that I spattered with paint and ink. And then this little mushroom is in, I added it to my Amazon list of things. So if you go into my description box, using the arrow below this video right on the top right hand side, let me see if I can find my little, so if you're looking at the video, right below there's a little arrow. If you click on that, it'll take you into the description box where you can click on links to go, either to my Etsy or other people's Etsy's. If I've linked them, this is in my link tree. So if you go to my link tree, you'll see my Amazon, my Etsy, my YouTube, my Instagram. So you can go to any of those places through there. But this is on Amazon. And it's got all those things in it I showed you, I think, last week. But anyway, that mushroom, that little stamp is in there. So I put that on there. And then on this side, I put, this is also in this little pack, this little mushroom. I just turned it into, I backed it with some book page and then turned it into a little tuck spot. This is in my digital Wee Forest Folk. And that just tucks in there. So that's all finished off. Oh, and I did do journaling cards to go inside of those pockets. So that tucks right in there. And then I think the other thing I did this with you guys. I just added this fern leaf. My sister kindly, and I don't remember if I said it in a different video or the one that was meant for today, but she's like, those ferns that you had to do your torn paper and ferns digital download would look really cool with this. And I had bought more for this. So thank you, Megan, because I had totally forgotten. But anyway, the little ferns, and you can get those on Amazon too. They just come like vacuum packed. They're just dried leaves is what they're called, but they're like little fern bits. A number, there's a little bit of fabric hanging out over there. I spattered a lot of this with some gold. And then there's this little journaling card. I put pink on the back of that one. Avocado dye paper. So that just goes in there, in that envelope. And I think that's all I did, because I think that's all that was left was that one. And then journaling cards. Or not that one, the other one on the other side. You guys saw these, or that one. This one I did. This is from my antiquarian sticker book, and this is from, I can't remember if that's Tracy Fox or Shabby Dabby Doodah. I think it's Shabby Dabby Doodah. So yeah, it says inspire, and then it's the definition for inspire. And that goes in there. So yeah, I think we did all that. Oh, I added washi stickers to this, and that's all I'm going to do to this bag. I'll make a tag or something to go in there. But I wanted it to still be kind of see-through, so I just did a whole bunch of different washi stickers. So I think that's all I've done that you guys didn't see other than this little project. And we are going to go through how I did it in just a minute, but I'll just show you real quick. So it's papers, and there's tags all in here. And I didn't do all these tags on camera because it just would have taken too long to make the thing and do that. But these are the tags that are in there. And these two are from the kit. And these ones I just did. This is my industrial add-on digital download, the kind of brown papers back here with the certificates and numbers and all that. And I just added ferns, and I made some other mushrooms out of my scraps that I spattered and all. So that's what that is. There's a pocket, 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 and then the middle's a pocket, and then pocket, pocket, and that's the same pocket. So you get five spots. You can see by the 5 tags here. And then this flips open like this, so you can write both sides of that. And I just done some collaging. These pieces are in my digital download. And then this has a little pocket right there, just a very small little tuck. And these were in some scrapbook paper that I have, and I don't remember what the stack was because I just had the one piece left in my scraps. And then this will get glued onto a journal page. Like, I'll just use this for the sake of showing. So if this were just a page right here, it would get glued down maybe like in the middle, and then you'll have a pocket back behind there too, and then these flip open. And you could, if you wanted, tie a string or something around it to hold it closed. So that is what we're going to make. And I wish I had the video for this, but unfortunately, I don't know what I was doing. I was walking up the stairs trying to do other things, and was deleting some, you know, because I try to get rid of my pictures and everything that I've already posted, just unless they're obviously family pictures or something, but I try to keep that all cleared out as best as I can. And I deleted a picture, and I thought it was going to the next picture right after that one, and it went to the video, and I just hit delete before I even knew what in the world I did. So yeah, that was a real dumb moment on my part. But that'll go into this We Forest Folk journal, and I'll show you guys how I did it. So first off, I think I'm going to mostly do this with glue. I stitched around that one, but just for camera purposes, I think we'll do it mostly with glue. I have 3 strips of paper at 7 1/4, or is it 7 1/8? 8. Yeah, 7 1/4 by 4. But you can make them any size you want. It's going to depend on the size of your bag. My bags aren't the normal lunch bag size, and you can get these bags even smaller than this at Walmart. It's like 7 3/4 by 4. So that's how I decided on what size to cut my strips. You just need 3 strips of paper that you can fold in half, and these are just like that parchment paper that I use, which is essentially just a tiny bit heavier than regular photocopy paper. And you could use photocopy paper, or you can use scrapbook paper. I would use something a little bit lighter weight. Like, I don't think I'd go with cardstock because that might make it real difficult. It would just get real bulky, I think, but it's obviously completely up to you. So you do it how you like it. And then you have to figure out, okay, what do I want on the front? What do I want on the back? How do I want to stack them, right? So I think I might kind of actually like this. And the cool thing about this is my Rust and Numbers digital download. There isn't really a direction to that, so I can flip it over like that. This obviously has a right side up. This kind of does too because of these numbers. But yeah, I just grabbed out some scraps to do this today because I don't have, this isn't for any specific journal. So, but you use the papers that will go with your journal. And then I'm just basically kind of figuring out the height of my bag. If it's a little bit taller or whatever, that doesn't matter either. And you kind of want to maybe try to keep these two the same distance apart just because it'll look more together, you know, more organized or whatever. So this, when I did this and the other one, I stitched down this side and across the bottom, and that's all. Oh, let's do the pocket notches first. Glad I noticed that, so that they're all the same. If you want a thumb notch, it might behoove you to put that in first, which is what I'm doing now, just because that way they're all, you know, the same, and you don't have, so if you're off on one, you'll be off the same on all of them. This is hard to do. There we go. Okay, So now we can put them in order. Do I want to, I don't know if I want it this way or the other way. Maybe I want it this way, I think. I mean, it doesn't matter because you're going to see both sides because this flips open and closed. So you see both sides of it. So if you like both sides, then voila. Okay, so it is a little tricky, I'm going to say, to get them all lined up right. But just do the best you can. It's not the end of the world if it's not perfect, and you can probably do some trimming to fix some things. So I'm going to run glue all the way down this side, and in so doing I will be kind of like connecting everything. And I'm going to actually go, I want to go under this too. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm going under the papers that are over the top of the other ones, like that. I'm gonna actually glue this down. I didn't do it with glue last time. I think it's actually easier to stitch them, together, but I know a lot of people don't have sewing machines or don't like to sew or whatnot, so. Okay, so whatever didn't get glue, I'm gonna lift and glue. So just make sure all your little flaps get glued, basically is the gist. And then you want to put a bead of glue across the bottom, or you could do that first if that makes more sense to you, which probably would. Oh my word, stay open. I think I prefer stitching it, but that's just me. So, okay, and then I'll lift these and do glue. You're just making pockets, and by doing it this way and not putting glue at the bottom of the other pockets, did I get that all the way? Yeah, okay. You are making it so that you can have, you know, the one super long tag, and then obviously they get a little shorter. And I'm going to trim this because I don't like these bits sticking way out over here. Even though that's probably going to get covered because I think I'll hook it to the bag this way. Yeah, that's how it'll, and then it'll flip open like this. Okay, so now let me show you what I did with the bag. So 3 strips of paper cut at 7 1/4 by 4. That's all that is. You just want them the same width. It just stacks easier. And then your bag, however you decide to do it, as far as height or whatever. And I'm just going to trim a little bit off the bottom. And so now it is going to be shorter than that paper pocket, but it is in my other one too. It doesn't make any difference. Trim right off the bottom, and then you're going to trim right up the side. And if you have a bigger bag and you want to trim it shorter and not as wide, you know, so it's closer to this size, you can do that too, to make it the size that you want it before you use it. It's just kind of a good use for these because I don't know about you guys, but I just have a million of these stinking bags that I kind of want to use up and be done with. I mean, I don't know, they're fun to do stuff with, but I've got way too many. So you'll see it's got these crazy flaps. You may choose to turn them into like little tuck spots. I'm not going to do that because this is going to be the back, because I have it with the flap, you know, that would make the bottom of the bag facing me. I cut the bottom and the side, open it up, and then I'm basically turning it inside out. So I'm doing like this and folding it down the side. So then I hook this onto here, and then I have like a page, you know, and then this becomes my back pocket. And you could put the pocket over here, like you could trim this off and then put it as a side pocket instead. However you decide to do it is great. So I'm going to glue all this stuff down because I don't want to. I'm going to glue the gussets closed. I'm going to glue this part, just essentially making everything flat again. And you could probably even trim these off. I just figured they're going to give a little stability to that back pocket where it hooks to the journal. So I decided to leave them, but you probably could just trim them right off. And I think this idea, I saw Shabby Dabby Doodah. I don't know why sometimes I cannot say that name. But I think that was her idea originally, or something like it anyways. And I don't totally remember, but I just kind of winged what I thought was the right way to do it. So that's not my idea. And I was just playing with these bags and came up with that. I have no idea if somebody else has come up with a little flip like this. Very possible. I mean, I feel like we all, it just keeps going around and round, right? So, but doesn't matter anyway. It's just an idea. I'm throwing it out there so you can put it in your idea book, so maybe we can all remember something. Which is probably what I'll do with this one, since I already made the one for the journal. I want that. And you can entirely cover this if you want. I probably won't. So see, that's gonna get, oh my gosh, that part's gonna get glued down. So it isn't that big of a deal if you don't 100% glue it, because it's all gonna get glued down at the back anyway. I also glue the gussets closed because I don't really want them flapping and flopping around. But I suppose you could probably, if you played with it, turn them into some kind of tucks or something. That's all completely up to you. Like you could have, if you didn't glue this one closed, you could turn it into a little side tuck, but it would kind of get hard because the room on your page at this point with this on it isn't much. So how tall is this anyway? I just thought of that too. It's right about 8, so it would fit on the size journal that I normally do. And I could trim it down a tiny bit if I wanted to, but I think it'll be fine. So we have that. Now we need to hinge this to that, and I'm going to use coffee dyed paper. Find a piece here. Coffee dye, tea dye, whatever. Scrapbook paper, washi you could probably use to do this. So yeah, whatever floats your boat. And you don't need it super duper wide. So like, maybe just a tiny bit more. Don't need a ton because it's just a little hinge. And you just fold it in half. And I'm sure you've seen loads of people make these little hinges. All of us paper crafters. And I'm not very great at it, obviously. It would probably be a lot easier if you scored it and then folded it. But, you know, that's another thing I have to get out. So, okay. So let me make sure I got this right. Yes. Okay. Before I glue it on there, kind of want to make sure. Ink it a little bit. And you don't have to if you don't ink. It doesn't matter. Probably should have inked it all first. But like I said, this is probably going to become a sample to go in my idea, my colossal tome of concepts. Okay, whatever. You guys get the idea. I don't need to do that. That's why I think I would stitch it personally. But once you put this over, you are going to get a little more like security or whatever you'd want to call it. Where's my glue book? I kind of need that. I washed my table because it was all funky. Okay, I'm going to just do one strip of this, or, you know, one side. Let me figure out the height I need first. I will ink this. Because I like it like that. Posh is watching birds. Oh, that cat. He's become the world's largest pest since since we started that. It kind of will be nice when the weather gets nice enough he can go outside. He's spoiled rotten is what the problem is. You know, I never wanted to spoil my kids because I didn't want them to, you know, make everybody miserable with misbehavior and whatnot. And but my cat is just a monster. As my son says, Mother, he's a tyrant. It's like he really is. He's awful. But he's cute, so it's like, oh, he's so cute. It's ridiculous, I'm telling you. Totally ridiculous. Jules just lays by the heater. She has her own heater. He has his own TV. It's nuts. I mean, there's animals that don't ever even get to come inside, and mine are like just ridiculously spoiled. So try to center it as best you can. I mean, obviously, it's not the end of the world if it's not, but... And you kind of want to leave at least a tiny bit of a gusset just so that it'll open and close easily. See, these aren't gonna... I may end up running a stitch down that. Just because I don't... Why? Why do you fight with me, glue? I know it fights with everybody, but it's annoying. It's always when I'm doing videos, too, that it's the biggest pain. But yeah, those fur babies, they run the house. That's all I gotta say. Okay, so then now I have this page as a page to write. You know, I added pieces of paper just to make it a little easier. You could totally write on this though, it's just brown paper. And then this, we're going to put something here to put our little tags on. I think I might put something decorative there first though. What do I want to put there though? Don't know. Could use this. This is just out of a book that I have that's under copyright, so this will definitely be my sample. But it has all kinds of old images in it. I can't remember what they're called. He's way tall. I guess we won't even worry about the bottom because you're not going to see it anyway. Let me just sort of tear a piece off. I like that picture. It's a good picture. And I just printed this on regular old copy paper, so nothing fancy there. What height? Probably not even that, because it just basically has to go into the bag. Right? And then I'll cut a new thumb notch, and it'll of course cut that. Could tear this side off a little bit more, and then I'll scoot it over a tiny bit. So how y'all doing? I didn't even ask you that because I've just been blah, 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 blah. So I hope you're all well and healthy. It's snowing here again. Oh, yippee. I know it's good for water. I understand totally, but sometimes I just, like, I would prefer it rained, honestly, because I don't like the snow. And it's only about 20 degrees, so that's the other issue. It's basically ice crystals falling at this point. I mean, they're always ice crystals, but you know what I'm saying. It's not that big poofy snow that really looks kind of cool. It's that super, almost nothing snow, really. And so I'll have to go out and shovel that again after I do this. And I have no help because nobody's here but me. I think that's why I hate it so much. Everybody else goes to school and work, and I'm stuck here with the snow. Complain, complain, right? There are clearly much bigger problems, Amy. Oh, I really did a phooey job on that, but... Okay, and then obviously, like, I want to cover that U line. I don't really want it to say U line right there. So, let's see. Do I have scrap paper I could put over it? I have just a piece of rustiness. Just some rustiness. How long is that? So yeah, I hope you guys give this a try. Let me know if you like it and you try it. You may just be like, wow, that's very weird. I think it's kind of fun. If you have a surplus of bags, you're going to be happy. If you don't, you're just going to be like, okay. They are pretty great, though. I do like the bags. Just have too many at the moment. And my kids don't take lunches to school anymore, so... So this is obviously just a little tiny tuck here, but I figure it's got loads of pockets, so it's not a big deal. And it's the same principle, you know, that you do with the loaded bag, where you make the little pocket in the front and then turn the bag into a place to hold all kinds of tags and goodies. But I do have some tags and stuff made so that at least we can kind of get the idea of what it would look like. Put a little library card in there. And then we need some kind of decoration here. I don't know what, because like I said, I don't have a whole lot sitting out for this type of thing. I mean, like, he might work. No, I was thinking more on the front, like maybe on here. We might put him. Is there a littler one, or one going a different direction? This book I got on Amazon. It's just like decoupage or collage or whatever type pieces. They're all mostly going up and down. That's too big. Oh, one of these might work. Don't know. These ladies are kind of funny. I don't know that they really go with the rest, though. Let me see what else there is. They're mostly all up and down, aren't they? That's kind of a bummer. Oh, these guys on the bicycles. Maybe I'll use those guys on the bicycles there. That's kind of funny. Oh, seriously? You have to cut through that? Don't you hate that when they do that? I mean, most of these are good because the backs are whatever, but I don't really want the white border on it. I know that's what makes it look like a photo, but the other thing I'm not real crazy about them is they're shiny. They're kind of like magazine pages, what they are. So I don't know that I would buy that again just because I'm not... I mean, I can put some like matte medium over them, but... Yeah, that looks good though. We can trim it just a tiny bit more. Neighbors are shoveling snow. Yes, that works. I like it. Okay, we're going to ink it. I think I might have my... I'm going to sand it just a tiny bit. Just to take some of that shine away. And this is just those sanding blocks like you get at Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever in the world you go. True Value. And it's like the super fine. I don't know that that really did much, but hopefully it took it down a little. I think it kind of did. Not as much as I wanted. Sorry, I'm shaking the whole table because I'm leaning on it. Okay. And then it still needs something. Put a frame on it. Sorry, just digging through the frames. Could do another cog. A cog would work if I can find them. Like we played with yesterday. I have too many little pouches of junk out now and I can't find anything. That one's kind of dark. So what I do is I take my Rust and Numbers digital download and I print some of the pages and then I put them in the Glowforge to get that rusty paper look. And I took those photos of the rusty stuff when my husband and I were out on a ride on our Razor. I think I told you guys all this already. Blah, blah. Stop talking, Amy. I don't think it needs anything else. I think that's good. But I like the contrast that you get off of one sheet of paper. You get all different sort of versions of rusty, which is fun. Okay, this I'm just going to use glue stick. That poor ballerina on the back got her head chopped off. But yeah, of course you could do these in any style, shabby chic or grungy or whatever. Yeah, I know we don't have very much snow though compared to a lot of other places right now. We're getting walloped, so we're getting ready to get walloped. So I really shouldn't complain. And yet I stand here and complain. All right. Sorry, I'm just switching my numbers. I don't know to what, but anyway. I could just leave it on one number, but I'm so ridiculous that I think I don't want everything to have the same number on it. Yep, that's me. Okay, so then on these, we can just add a little, and we're not going to decorate tags because we're not going to have time to do that. So I made like one long one to go in that back pocket, and let's let you know it's, not that this matters either. You can make them whatever size you want. Almost 7.5 by 3 1/8. 7.5 by 3 1/8. And that just tucks down in there. And then the next size, you make only one of those, 2 of these, this size, 6 3/4 by 3 1/8. They're all 3 1/8 wide. And there's no reason, it's just getting shorter basically. And then this one's 5 3/4 by 3 1/8. And you make 2 of those, because it's 5 total tags. You see. And just like that, voila. And then I think I'm going to put that gentleman on there. He's quite handsome. I think that does help a little. I don't want to do his face because I don't want it to mess that up. But I think that helps a little. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, if that helps. And we'll use some painty scrap. Just kind of as something to go with. Possibly. Maybe not. It's not really the blingy sort of thing, is it? About this. I don't know if that's going to be any better because it's so white. Yeah, no. Need old book page. That always works, right? This is actually typewriter page, but it's fine. Yes, that will work. Gives that a little tooth too, to let the ink grab onto the picture, which I like. Except I got really overzealous on that other side over there. Okay. Wrinkle that a little. Oh, I thought it hung out more. Guess not. It was really icy out there this morning when I went to the post office. It was like, wowza. Because My car was even sliding, and it's all-wheel drive, so it normally doesn't have too much trouble at all. But, I mean, it wasn't having a lot of trouble, but it just was sliding a bit. I want something else on there. Just don't know what. I don't think I want that color. Maybe I'll use a regular stamp, like a real one. Okay. Just a little stampy stamp. I gotta go all the way up that. Do you see how I am? And let's do... I'll have a sip of my Pepsi while I let that set. Okay. I think that's good. I think you guys get it. And then I would take, you know, pieces of paper just to make it easier to write on. It's just a digital that I have, and some lined coffee dyed paper. So I just took a section and then did some little collages there that need a little more glue, it seems. But yeah, I think they're super fun. So yeah, give it a try. Let me know what you think. And if you can show images, I would love that. I love it when people send me images or tell me where I can see it, like on their Instagram or whatever. But yeah, super fun. So thank you, and thanks for hanging out with me. And I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. And we will see you again soon. Love ya. Bye now.